Thank you. Thank you for joining me today on the James Tayoro show. A couple of things I'm going to talk to you about, right? And the first thing is actually pretty big, pretty huge in terms of some of the accusations that I've been getting, right? Only by haters, just trollers on the internet. But a few people, and this is on TikTok, by the way, not YouTube. You guys on YouTube are good, right? But some people on TikTok, right, have basically been saying that I only call out Muslim crime and I don't care about white people or English people or I don't know Israel or whatever. Basically just saying that I'm anti-Muslim and I only talk about Muslims, right, in a bad way. However, that's not the case. I want to make that fucking clear. But maybe in terms of what I talk about on camera, I do. But maybe that's true, right? Because I'm not the type of guy who reads hate and doesn't reflect upon what you've said. I don't just dismiss you, right? I might dismiss your personal character, right? But I'm going to take into consideration the point. I'm going to see if you're right. And actually, I've been kind of 50-50, right? I've spoke bad about a lot of fucking people. Most people I talk bad about in my videos aren't Muslims. Not that my videos are me trying to talk bad about people. It just so happens that that's what I do. Okay, I talk shit about people, right? So I thought you were right, and then actually, like a couple hours later, I see this story coming out of Scotland. Okay, so within the UK, I'm English, right? But Scotland, UK, we're together. And here is a fucking horrendous story, which I'm glad people are talking about. Okay, because I'll read you the article before I play your video, right? So, Glasgow paedophile gang that ran monstrous child sex abuse ring jailed. Okay, during a 2-month trial, defense lawyers had argued the children may not have been telling the truth, but prosecutors said it would be off the scale devious to make up crimes of the most horrendous kind. So, and then here's the other article. Scottish child abuse gang members jailed between 8 and 20 years. And the reason I mention it, one is because of the hate I've been getting, right? And I'm going to be fair. I'll talk about Muslim crime, Muslim sex gangs, right? Rightly so. And I'll talk about, white Scottish guy, and looks like there's some crackhead woman involved as well. Grooming gangs too, or say grooming rape gang. Okay, because I'm not one of these guys who only speaks when one side are doing bad things and don't speak about, this and that. Like if I'm in America, right, I'm the type of guy who talks about crime committed by illegal immigrants, committed by fucking red, white, and blue patriots, okay? And in the UK, it's the exact same, right? So I want to show you this video, right? Because these guys, apparently they put a baby in the oven, which is fucking disgusting. I just quickly want to read. I'll show you part of this article, right? So here's a little video, just so you get the full picture, right? So here's this real quick.
This what evil looks like. Oh, don't. The grotesque gang responsible for Scotland's biggest child sex abuse ring. The paedophiles who organised regular nights to rape children. Now behind bars, here they are, unmasked one by one. The heroin addicts who laughed as their innocent victims were sexually abused on an industrial scale after being plied with alcohol and cocaine. Branded monsters, this is the filthy drug den that was swarming with rapists here in Glasgow, where a youngster was shoved in a microwave and oven, where older children were forced to sexually abuse the youngest as adults watched, to the horror of those who thought they knew them.
The two ringleaders.
Well, look, that's fucking awful and disgusting. And actually one of the most... That's actually a difficult video to watch. I mean, I know this is YouTube, but I'm going to just go into detail anyway. These fucking junkies, right? These fucking crackhead scum got kids drunk and on drugs and forced the older children to molest and rape the fucking younger kids. Put a kid in a microwave or an oven, they say. I heard it was an oven. This news article said microwave oven, so I don't know if it was a microwave or what. Either way, it don't fucking matter. This is disgusting, right? And I was sort of thinking about the Southport killer. I was thinking about the grooming gangs all over the country with the Muslims. Well, I say Muslims, Pakistani, right? Be fair to the Muslims, the Pakistanis. And now I'm thinking about this, and I'm just thinking like 8 to 20 years, even if they do 20 years, that is crazy that we are giving 20-year sentences to these people. These people shouldn't even get sentenced. They should get fucking killed. Okay? We sort of brought up a conversation that I've spoken to a couple of people about before. This was in last year. The death penalty, right? And a lot of people calling for the Southport killer, this Axel guy, to be, have the death penalty brought back just for him. And I was thinking about it, and I don't see an issue with the death penalty. I really don't. I mean, actually, no, I do see an issue, but I'll get to that in a second. But in terms of when you have these people who are 100% guilty, okay, you have all the evidence, if they admit it, there's proof, video proof, whatever. These people need to fucking die. And I get it. It doesn't matter whether they're fucking white, black, Asian, Middle Eastern, Africa. It doesn't matter. These people need to be fucking killed. And I'm just glad, right, that the government are cracking down on these things. Okay, I'm glad they're cracking down on them. Although apparently here, kind of the same as the Pakistani grooming gangs. Apparently, people have been worried about this in that area with these kids for a while, and they didn't really look into it. But I guess now what's happened is, there's been people been talking about it, and people have gone and people have been, not unapologetic about investigating people on these type of crimes, and I just think that's good for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, if you think someone's a child rapist, gang rapist, whatever, you should be allowed to. There should be no worrying about their ethnicity, sexuality. It shouldn't matter. You should be able to fucking look into it, okay? And people shouldn't be offended that they're looking into them. Now, okay, if there's obviously no evidence for a long time, and then you're being, it's like an unjust criminal attack on you, then yeah, okay, I get it. But in terms of looking into people, like if they are, you look into them and you find evidence pretty quick. Like here, 2-month trial, 2-month trial, done, dusted, which is good. Obviously, it's just horrendous that this has happened, but it's also good because it sends the message to other people that are trying to do this type of thing and basically say, look, we're going to catch you, we're going to name and shame you, and you're going to go to prison for a long time. Now, prison isn't a big enough sentence, but for some reason in the UK we don't have the death penalty, so that's what we're left with. But yeah, I think that it's an interesting conversation, the death penalty, because people argue against it, say that it's more expensive to kill someone than to keep him in prison. Personally, I don't agree. The death penalty should be one man in a room tied up, right? Another man comes in, locks the door, one bullet in a gun to the head, bang, done. In my opinion, that should be it, done. Now, I understand that, and this was an issue I had with the idea of the death penalty in the UK last year when I was having a conversation with a friend over some food. The only issue with the death penalty is that you can be wrongly convicted. And it could be weaponized by a tyrannical government to get out, to take down political opponents, to take down, people who have big influence and speak against the government or their ideologies, or just anyone they don't like could potentially be targeted. And I feel like in the UK, because we don't have the First Amendment and the freedom of speech, it would be a lot easier to weaponize the death penalty as opposed to it would be in the United States. I mean, there's some states that I think still have the death penalty, if I'm not mistaken, and obviously nowhere near as many as they used to, but I think there is still a few places. And yeah, I don't know. It's a conversation that people are having now, and I get it. I get it. I do get that. They're like, I mean, you could argue that a murderer should have the same, uh, the same death penalty, right? But I think when it comes to like just sexual crimes against children, or you could say crimes against children anyway, but sexual crimes especially, or all sexual crimes in general. Like if you're talking about like raping a woman or anything, or raping a man, I don't know. I don't think that you can be rehabilitated, and even if you could, do you even deserve to be rehabilitated? Like, what's the benefit there? What's the benefit of you going to prison and realizing that you shouldn't do that and you shouldn't behave that way, and then you come out and then get to start a new life, and the person you fucking assaulted, right, is dealing with that for the rest of their lives. I don't know. I feel like you should. I don't know. I just think you should be able to kill them. You should. You should, and this is something I will say, kind of agreeing and disagreeing, right? Because the type of guys who you go on Twitter, the people that have been sharing this, one, nowhere near as many people have been sharing this as they were sharing when it was the Pakistani grooming gangs and the Southport killer. Now, I understand this story's just come out, so we'll see what happens in weeks to come. However, when you have people who talk about, oh, this is because we all said two-tier policing, and then now people are saying two-tier judgment on child rapists. People saying, oh, like I said at the beginning of the show, you talk bad about Muslims or Pakistanis, and you don't talk bad about Scottish people or whatever. We should. And if hopefully, now I'm sharing this I'm making the video about it. I'm sharing it on social media and everything, but hopefully the people that were with me when I was talking about it against the Southport killer, the Pakistani grooming gangs, they better be fucking behind me now too. Because it's becoming fucking ridiculous. The politics involved when it comes to fucking talking about child abusers, sex offenders, killers. There should be no politics. I don't know why people fucking bring the politics into it, but there shouldn't be. Okay, if you're the only reason you should be bringing politics into it should be if you notice the fact, like we did with the Southport killer and the Pakistan grooming gangs, is notice that the government hiding it or downplaying it or anything like that. That's different. But that doesn't. But you don't pick and choose which fucking sex crimes you talk about and post about or condemn publicly, just because it may seem like you're going against the narrative before. Like there is nothing. I'm telling you right now. If you're worried about people judging you, and let's say you're a right-wing guy, and you were going after the Pakistanis, and you're going after the Axel guy, the Southport killer, right? For harming kids, and then you think that for some reason that you can't talk about the fucking Scottish grooming gangs, rape gangs, just because they're white or whatever. You're a fucking coward. You should just leave the internet right now, if that's the way you think. Okay? Anyone watching this, maybe it's the idea about death penalty is something that you should be thinking about or talking about with your friends and family. I know that maybe don't talk about the fucking child rape. It's a bit of a touchy subject, but at the end of the day, it's a conversation people should be having. It's a conversation people should be having. I'm having these type of conversations with my friends, and maybe as a nation, we need to talk about bringing it back. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. All I can say is I don't have an issue with it. As long as it's applied to like no what do you call it? Beyond reasonable doubt, then I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I get, like I said though, the only issue is that it could be used for political injustice or, just to take down guys that the government don't like. That's the way I see it. But if it, applied fairly and accurately, I don't see why we don't have it at all. It's crazy, completely crazy. And just to move on to a lighter story, because I don't want this to be a completely dark video, but you know, there is also somebody else who's crazy, and it's kind of upset me a little bit because it's an old star that I used to watch back when I was a little kid, right? Selena Gomez. Okay, I'm sure you guys have seen the videos. I've seen the videos. All I can say is Selena Gomez, stop it. Please, just stop. Okay? Crying. Like, do I show you the video? I'll show you the video first. Let me show you the video. Selena Gomez. Just stop. Just stop. Here we go.
I just want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. They don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Okay, so if you caught a word of what she was saying, because she was crying her eyes out, snotty mouth face, crying like a little girl, she's referring to Mexicans who are being deported, illegal immigrants, right? Illegal immigrants, primarily Mexicans, being deported, and she's crying, saying, "My people are getting attacked, children, I don't understand, I wish I could do something." Well, okay. One, they're not being attacked, are they? They're being sent back. Right? You enter illegally to a nation, you get sent back, at least in a good nation, which the United States is becoming now. For example, if someone broke into Selena Gomez's home or came in uninvited, right? I'm sure she wouldn't call them being attacked if police came and removed them and took them back outside of the home that they entered illegally. So that's one thing. The children, and look, I get it. It's can be a little kind of sad in terms of just on a personal level, right? When you watch kids being deported, right, with their parents, right? But that's not the United States' fault. It's not the government's fault. That's the parents' fault, right? I mean, if you, and the house is the best example because for some reason people think that a country is or a nation is just this free place you can just show up and come and go when you please. It's like, no, there are rules. This is our country. You come if we say you can come, just like a house, right? I say house because everyone can relate to the idea of a house and having your own property. Or I'm not saying it's yours, but you live somewhere, right? It's your space. So with the children, if I break into a house or enter a house illegally and I have a child with me or I have a child in that house, right? That's my decision. I know that when they come and take me away, they're going to take the kid too because that's my kid, right? So I can't be here. My kid doesn't leave me. Therefore, when I get told to leave, my child comes with me, just like these illegal immigrants. But for some reason, she can't seem to wrap that around her head. So it's like, well, what do you want then? Are you saying that you want the parents to be taken away from the child and the children can't go with the parents? No. I bet you don't. I'm not saying that either. I think children should stay with the parents. So if the parents are being deported, the child goes. But I think it's the child's fault. And what Selena Gomez and all these crazy left-wing people want is for the illegal immigrant to stay. Right? You want the illegal immigrant to be able to stay because they have a child, or because they have a job, or they've been renting a house or whatever. And like, I get it. Yeah, that kid might be 10 years old. And the parent has been in the United States or any country illegally for 20 years. But you're there illegally, and if they decide to deport you, you have no legs to stand on. You have no ground. There's no argument. You came in illegally. Okay, if I entered your house illegally and stayed there for a year and you didn't know I was there, and then you were like, "Well, who's this guy in the attic?" I can't say, "Oh, well, I've been here for a year and I've got a kid. He's born in this house. That makes it his house too. This house is all he knows." Well, they'd say, "Yeah, but that's your fault." And it would have been my fault. But that's why I don't enter countries illegally or houses illegally. And then she says she doesn't understand, which, I mean, what don't you understand about immigration policy? I mean, you must understand. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's. Let me check. Is she? Let me check this. Is she Mexican? Let's see. Oh, she's born in Texas, but okay. So she's American and Mexican. So she's part American, part Italian. So it's not like she's even Mexican, and this is kind of the issue, really. If I was an American, I would be thinking, why are you saying that they're your people? Because they're not. You're American, right? Like, surely Americans are your people, right? Surely. Like, either you're American or Mexican. I get, like, I get people that dual nationality, but you're gonna have to pick one at a certain point, right? I myself, I mean, well, I was born in England, an English family, but I have foreign blood in me, from another European nation. But I'm English, and I'm British. I don't say, oh, well, because I have this blood in me, I am that nation too. I'm not a dual guy. Now, in terms of dual passports, that's a different situation, but that's more for security reasons and secretive reasons. I'm not going to go into detail, but you can't say that they're your people. They're not. And I wish I could do something. Well, you could. You could run for president. You could run for president or run for Congress or be part of some form of government, get influence, power, get votes, convince people that this shouldn't happen, and you can change it. But remember, that's what the left just did, and it didn't fucking work. And Trump did all of those things, but to do what's happening now. And the nation said, yes, please. So, look, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And actually, this is part of a bigger issue, because it annoys me to see Selena Gomez crying about this shit, because I actually like Selena Gomez. I actually literally like it. I was saying to someone the other day about fucking Wizards of Waverly Place, okay? And I sounded like an old man talking to a 19-year-old who didn't know Wizards of Waverly Place, but it's true. My old favourite, there used to be my favourite show when I was a little boy. She used to be one of my favourite fucking celebrities, okay? And it's part of a bigger problem, right? And she's just a little piece in a big puzzle, and that puzzle is a problem. And the problem is that fucking left-wing politics, social and policy-wise, are fucking ruining my favourite celebrities. And it's pissing me off, because I did a video, top 10 celebrity sellouts. You probably would have seen it, right? Had Leonardo DiCaprio, Ben Stiller, Jennifer Aniston. Who else was on it? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right, the whole Avengers, but specifically Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo. Who, by the way, Mark Ruffalo is a great actor. The best actor out of all the Avengers. He is by far the best actual actor. But his political views are fucking dumb. Again, Leonardo DiCaprio, great actor, one of the best, arguably the best of his generation, but still a fucking so dumb when it comes to politics, in my opinion. And even the number one spot on that list, right? If you remember, it's on YouTube. You can go look at it after this. Mr. fucking Chow from The Hangover. Crazy left-wing policies. Talking about transgenderism and all this bullshit. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, right? Please, stop. I beg you. Okay? Don't do it, because you guys have things to lose. If you're me, you can go, I'm not an actor. I'm not an athlete. I'm not famous for anything. So I can give my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying you can't give it, but I'm just saying it's probably not the best move. I can give my opinion on all these crazy things, and maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, maybe people don't like me, maybe people love me, I don't know. But there's nothing to ruin, okay? People like Selena Gomez, people like the fucking Avengers, Mr. Chow breaking my heart, okay? Jennifer Aniston, Ben Stiller, Leonardo DiCaprio, you are ruining the fucking love that we have for you and your work, which is, for the most part, spectacular. Okay? Now, I know some of the Avengers have been in some shitty movies, and I don't even like the Avengers, but still, it's an issue, and I don't like it. Okay, so please, I speak for all fucking right-wing people, or even fucking people in the middle who aren't right, they aren't left, right? But they know the left are fucking crazy. Okay? Please stop making us hate you, because we love your work and it's hard to keep it separate. I can. Okay, I can actually keep it separate because I like movies and I like TV. But most people can't, and they're going to stop watching you. They're going to stop watching your shows. Your numbers are going to go down, and it's probably not going to be worth it anyway. Because in a couple of years, you're going to look back and be like, what the fuck? I was wrong. Climate change isn't this crazy thing, Leonardo DiCaprio. Selena Gomez is going to be like, what the fuck? Cities are way safer now. Immigration was a problem. And, Mark Ruffalo is going to say, fuck, Donald Trump was actually pretty good. Oh, and forgot the fucking, the man, the godfather himself, Robert De Niro. Crazy, unhinged lunatic. Still like his movies, still good. But, seriously, it's making it difficult, and there's only so much longer I can take. Right now, me alone, these guys probably don't give a fuck about me watching their show. They don't care, but it's not just me. Okay? Hand on heart, not just me. Millions and millions and millions of people think the exact same way. So please, please stop it. Just stop. Okay? Like this video, just stop. Okay? Now, that is the end of the video, but listen, guys, please. Do me a favor before I leave you. Okay? Because 28 minutes of my time, and I appreciate you guys for giving me 28 minutes of your time. But what we need to do, all the people watching this video, come together, fucking like and subscribe it, right? Recommend it to a friend, right? There's a little button. Where's the button? There should be a button on your screen, right? So, where is it? That's it, underneath me, right down there, okay? Hit share. Send it to fucking 5 friends. That's all you gotta do. For me, please. Okay? I appreciate it. Till next time. Thank you very much.